Hey guys, Cindy over at paper.old.new. It's time for the last half of my Ohio haul. I told you in the first video that I hit stores going out, and they weren't all, the first stores in the first video weren't all Ohio. So one was in Pennsylvania, 2 were in Ohio, and then 1 was in Kentucky where we were staying. All the ones coming back were Ohio. So it ended up being 6 locations in Ohio, 1 in Pennsylvania, 1 in Kentucky. 8 locations, guys. Every single one had, for the most part, different stuff. All of them had all the baking stuff out, and a lot of them had sewing stuff. Where I started the going home haul was in Mansfield, I believe. I can't remember which order I did them in. Might have been Columbus first. Hold on. Okay, well, I tell you what. I don't remember whether I hit Columbus first or Mansfield first. People who are better at geography than me can probably figure out which one I would have come across first. I'm thinking based on what's in the bag that I did Columbus first. So we're going to pull these bags up here and look at what I got. This is transparent resin dye. So it's basically 4 bottles of dye to put in resin. But I thought it would be fun to see what would happen if I put it on paper or photo paper or, treated it like, I don't know, ink, kind of. I don't know what it would do if I did that with it. I also have some resin stuff, so I may try to put it in resin, but it's really liquidy. Like, it's not thick. It almost reminds me of like alcohol ink or something. It's real thin. Okay, and it comes in these little squirt bottles. I think it's a squirt bottle. Let's find out. Yeah, little squeeze bottle. And I thought it would be fun to try it on paper. I think because they were $1, I got 2, but I'll have to start a trash pile. Okay, the other thing I got was this. And I think I got more than one of these, but I think they were different. So I got this planner. Not that I need any more planners, I know. But the reason I got this one is because I hadn't seen these planners before. This is by Maggie Holmes. This is another thing by Maggie Holmes. These are plastic or vinyl or whatever, and they're different on both sides. I think you could use these as a journal cover, maybe. I don't know. And then, of course, I have these, but I don't have the ring that goes with it. I mean, the punch that goes with it. So I don't know what I would use these for. Although I will say these ones are flat discs with no hole in the middle. So that's like, here, let me see how it's flat. I could put something in there, fill it with resin, put something in there, and then glue it down as a decoration. Food for thought. Anyway, again, I got mostly for these cards. I love this stuff, but the paper in these was a little bit different. So it looks like it's drawn or hand done. It's not. It's printed, but, and then there were, it was different kinds of pages. So you got this kind of block grid and a to-do list and a to-buy list. You can cut it up. You can just fold it up and stick it in a book. You can, whatever. But I thought they were a little different than what you normally see. And then, of course, you get these are cardstock. And this paper is a decent weight paper. So it'll make good pages. And then, of course, you get these, which is basically like a giant grid page. But it had all kinds of music. And it's basically double-sided cardstock. This was $2.99. Like I said, they're starting to, I don't know if it's catch on or what the deal is, but what they're starting to do is, sorry, I didn't know if you wanted to see them all. That one's swans. They're starting to move some of this stuff into other aisles and make it price it differently. So it's not coming in at the dollar price point that it all started out at. And I don't know, maybe there's a reason for that. These were the other two I got. One of them has a charm on it. I don't know if both of them do. No, it looks like this one's charm broke off. This one has its charm. I didn't even notice that. It comes off. But this one is, again, Maggie Holmes. I'm only going to flip through one of them. I got two. Again, they were $2.99. And they have those solid discs that you could use, that you could fill in and use as buttons. They have a little lip on them. I guess those of you who use the machine that makes this know what I'm talking about. It's got a little lip to catch in the hole. So that you can fill that. Unless you want to use the cinch rings. I don't have a cinch punch, so I wouldn't have any use for these rings. This one I thought was cool because it came with, again, the heavy duty plastic cover. So that's plastic and it's foiled. And then in here, there's a couple pages of stickers. And then you've got all of this, and they're all different. So this isn't a monthly calendar per se. So this one is planning, and you have all these planner pages that say priorities, notes, and then the days of the week. Okay. And you would fill in what week it is or whatever. And then you have this one, which I thought was cool. It's kind of one of those naturalists plates that they used to make. This one says highlights. And then this one is like this, which I thought was really neat. It's just squares for you to put different notes or quotes or whatever, little moments of joy, almost like a commonplace journal. You could use this to write down quotes from a book you're reading or a TV show you saw or a movie you went to see or, whatever. And there's a whole bunch of those. And of course, all of them are double-sided. So this side doesn't have the title and it's just full of squares. All right, and then we have this one. You can see the foil dots, and it says goals. And that's a really thick piece of acetate. Wow, like really thick. And this is goals, notes, weekly habit tracker. So I guess you would fill in a habit and then mark whether you're trying to break it or start it or, whatever. And again, double-sided, and all of these pages are different. Memories. So this is just journaling paper, and it's got a place up here probably for you to mount a picture is probably the idea. Write a caption about the picture, and then on the other side is grid paper. So I thought that was really nice. And then this is journal. This says journal, and you've got this nice piece of cardstock, and then here you've got little places you put the date, and then you write a little note about something that happened that day, keeping a little journal. So all the paper in here was different than what you get when you buy a planner. So I ended up getting two of these because I had never seen one like this before. And then there's that. And it's got to be the same as this. I recognize this from some cards we did yesterday from a different store. So this Maggie Holmes must be the same brand I did that with. And then you've got back here this note paper that is like a peach and pink color. So yeah, I thought it's just different. So I thought that was really nice. And again, you could coffee dye it or whatever if you don't like it looking brand new. Okay, and I needed more notepads, like I needed a whole head. Speaking of cards, this one is Paige Evans. A lot of the ollies that I went into have some of these boxed cards from somebody, and a lot of them have been different. So I liked the patterns. I don't know if you can see it on there. I can show you that, and then we'll look at them. So this one, and they're blank. I like the fact that they're different. So if I want to separate that gives me two different cards. So that's like 2 for 1. Okay, this is the same on both sides. And then this one's not. So you've got flowers, and then you got this geometric pattern. Let's see. You got this flower pattern. Oh. So they're not the same. And we've got, oh, I like the patchwork. This pulls the back to the front, but I like that patchwork. Okay, and then we have this with the little birds on it. And so this one's got leaves. Oh, it says happy day. And then on the back is this leaf pattern. And the nice thing about that is while this has to go this way to read the words, this is non-directional. All right, and then we got this one. This one I really liked. I saw this one on the back of the box. This is one of the ones that caught my eye. The other one that caught my eye, it was this one, actually. I like that one. And then we have this one. And I think that's it. And then the envelopes in this box for the Paige Evans is the straight across envelopes. And they're a little thinner. Some of these come with really nice envelopes, and then some of them are kind of eh. And then she shows you here one of these cards. Where is it? I remember seeing it. She shows you here this card decorated. She decorated it up with stuff. My guess is other little kits that she sells. By she, I mean Paige Evans. So she probably sells, like Paper Studio, where they use these patterns in other paper kits and things that they sell. Okay. Take that box and put it out of the way. I have so many boxes of cards. It's not, I can't. And here I'm going to open another one. This one is Gingham Garden. All these boxes of cards, whenever I was finding them at Ollie's, these card boxes are at all the Ollie's I found them at for $1.99. So they're not the $1 price point, but they're $1.99. The very first Ollie, my very first Ollie's was the Selinsgrove Ollie's in Pennsylvania. It had these when I first saw them. It had some of these on the dollar table, but it also had some over in the aisle with all the other cards and had them marked at $1.99. So I don't know what makes the difference in which ones they price how, but yeah. Okay, so again, the back is different than the front, and the front is directional, the back is not. And they are blank. This would depend, okay, so you've got the butterfly. So that's directional, unless you're okay with your butterfly going sideways. Entirely up to you. This is scallop, like a scallop shape, which doesn't look bad to me either way, but I'm more inclined to put it that way. So you'd have to decide for yourself whether or not you thought that one was directional. Okay, here's Paisley's, and that's just the same on both sides. And then we have this one. I love the butterflies. Here's another one of those ones, though, that I'm not really sure what direction they intended that to go. I will say I'm noticing that these, whatever these brands are, I don't know what brand, well, it's American Crafts, but I don't know whose this one is. It doesn't have like a Paige Evans or a, it says Crate Paper. Maybe that's a thing. But unlike the Paper Studio ones, there's no branding on them, on the card itself. And I just flipped that one back and forth so you saw it was the same on both sides. Then we have this one. This is like basket weave on this side and this pretty frame thing on the other side. Again, this one is totally non-directional. Okay, that's green gingham. There's the gingham. Let's see, what's this one? And then this one's a stripe. And then we have says love, and then it's little hearts on the back. Let's see, and then the last one in here is a wood grain in the background, and then the little white flowers all over it. So really cute. Love those. Ton of cards. Again, these are all something that I look at and go, they're ready-made journaling cards. All I have to do is decorate them and do something to the back if I don't want them to be white. But it's a ready-made journaling card, or you can put it down as a pocket, or you could put it, or you can make a little booklet out of it. I mean, they're very versatile. Now, if you want something bigger, obviously, you would have to use a bigger card, but I think they're a good size, and I think that they are, like I said, versatile. So whenever I was seeing them, if they were one that I hadn't seen before, I went ahead and grabbed it. Okay, and then there was this. Now, this is $4.99, usually $20, according to the Ollie sticker. And that's probably true. This was on the school supply journaling whatever aisle. So this was not on the dollar display. I thought these would make fun. You could put them in books as pages. They do have little holes that you can punch out up here because it's for making banners. So the idea would be to layer them and then string the banners. My idea was to turn them this way and use them as pockets. And then, because they're probably too tall for my book, I would just cut the part with the holes off. So that was my thought. See, because you get this nice little, I'm going to just go ahead and pull one out of here. And we'll measure. I think this is the largest size, based on the size of the pad. And we'll measure it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 inches wide. So you might have to pull it in a little bit. In which case, for me, because you guys know me, if I was going to pull an inch off of this, I would take a 1/2 inch off each side, and then it would be 6 inches wide. And then it would make a full page pocket. And it would have this little V already in it. And I think that's really cute. It's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches tall at the top. So when you pull in your 1/2 inch, you're going to bring it to 9 3/4 maybe. And once you get your 9 3/4, then you can cut off as much as you want at the bottom to make it however tall you want. But I just thought they would be really cool. And then the way you're supposed to do this, if you look at the front, they're layered. So when you get further in here, well, let's do this first. When you get further in here, you've got smaller ones. So you can make layered pockets, or you can use these individually as pockets. I mean, they're really cute designs, just stripes, solids, and polka dots. And then if I'm not mistaken, in the back, I saw, yeah, there's like letters. These might be, that's a sticker. These are stickers. That says celebrate. So I guess you're supposed to make a banner that says celebrate. These are blank. They're all stickers. I didn't even know these stickers were in here. See, those are stickers, says congrats and hooray. I think this one's supposed to be a happy birthday banner. And then we get back into punch outs. Here you have, oh, that one's almost out. Here you have really little ones, and here's some punch out stars and circles with a hole in the middle so that they'll go on the string. So you could figure out something to use those for, and there's probably more of those in here, like for every color set. So there's this set with green and orange. And then you've got this set with, and of course you don't have to keep them in the sets that they put them in, but this set is blue and green, it looks like. And you've got the circles and the stars. And then you've got, there's more blue and green. Let's see, do we have polka dot here? Yeah. Here we have red and yellow. And red and yellow with polka dots and stripes. So I thought this pad was a lot of fun. I wasn't going to get it at first, and it was the last one. But I saw it, and I was like, you know what? Why the heck not? You're in here buying a bunch of stuff anyway. And I mean, oh, it's a lightweight, by the way, it's a lightweight card. Probably about the same as these, which are also lightweight card. I don't necessarily know that that tells you anything, but lightweight card hopefully gives you an idea. Okay, also in Columbus. Let's see. I got... This says art journaling. I'm pretty sure these are... Well, I mean, they're photo corners, obviously. But I think there's multiple sheets in here. It says 90 pieces, so it's got to be multiple sheets. That's definitely not 90 pieces on there. Yeah, and you've got 3 different colors. So you've got the gold foil ones, and then you've got black and white. And they're just adhesive photo corners, which I thought would be fun. You could use these to tuck a journaling card on the page without putting it in a pocket or photo, or you could stick these on a page and let a person put a photo there in a journal or, whatever. But I thought these were really neat. I got at least 2 of them. I don't know if there's more in this bag or not. There is. Well, here, I'll just stick it there for now. I got this. Here's that Paige Evans. This was Halloween, as you can see. This first one is, I don't know if you can see that. It's like confetti. So there's sequins in there, but there's also little stars, moons, ghosts, and bats. It looks like. I don't know if you can see the little shapes. I don't want to pour that confetti out, guys. Sorry. I mean, I'll open a lot of things. I am not opening that bag of confetti. Okay, and then in with it, you get this little bat, chain of bats. They're satiny, black satin. You get these little, this trim here with the little white balls. And then this looks like crepe paper. Yeah, this is a crepe paper ruffle. If I'm honest, the crepe paper ruffle is what caught my eye or drew me in when I was looking at it. I was like, that's really cool. It's a crepe paper ruffle. Because knowing me, I would try to sew crepe paper like this and I would tear it. I think I got 2 of those. And then we got, oh, my daughter got these. They're markers. Little stackable octopus markers. Anyway, those are my daughter's. These are all the same. These are all the same. So for the pads, I usually grab, like I said in the last video, I usually grab about 4 of them, depending on the pad. If I really like the pad, I'll grab more. I mean, when they're on the dollar table, it's hard to pass up an entire pad of paper. So I think there are 4 of these. You know, the drawer that I decided to keep all these little pads in is full. This Ollie's Hunting has filled it up. Okay, so it's got that real, like, brushed gold foil on it. I get the feeling this is going to be another one of those ones where there's foil on that one, where we get about halfway through and it starts over. It also feels textured. This feels textured. That chevron, like stamped, it's like almost stamped into the paper and then foiled. Or maybe the foiling process stamped it, I don't know. There's 2 orange pieces. Okay, and then we're back at the stripes. Did I start with an orange piece? Yeah, I've got like 3 of those, that orange color piece of paper. Okay, the colors go pretty good with some of the other things that I bought. And it's just, it says Recollections paper pad. It's just basic. That's what it says, basic. And then, remember I told you I looked at the big letter stickers? I just thought they were fun. I mean, I don't know what I'll use them for. Maybe I'll use them for little golden book journals. Maybe I'll find some, I don't know. But I have several of them now. I have no idea how I'm going to store them. They're huge. Okay. This is a Paige Evans paper pad. So, this was at the Columbus, Ohio location, which I would have gone to. You're seeing this on Wednesday. I would have gone to this location on Friday. Friday was the shopping day and Saturday was the drive home. Or the rest of the drive home. Is that upside down? That's upside down. Don't pay any attention to me. Okay, Paige Evans. All right, let's look. It says 48 sheets. I'm going to assume 24 designs. Also, this is Recollections. It's that, if you've never bought a Recollections pad, it's lightweight cardstock. If you have, it's the same as, the weight of the paper is the same as all the other Recollections pads that they make. These were $1.99. They were not $1, but I did get, it's still $2 for a scrapbook pad. I did buy 4 of these. Love this. Now this is going to go really good with that set of cards that I got. I like the travel motif with the buses. That's just splatter. Flowers, polka dots, flowers. I like the bright colors. This is going to be fun. And then look at those. I would almost be willing to sit down and fussy cut some of these, although the tickets, man, that little, I don't know if, I think I have some stamp scissors that might work on that. But, I mean, that's really cool. 2 maps. It's cardstock. It's got kind of a smooth texture to it. I have not seen any foil or anything, so it's all just no glitter, no foil, no nothing, none of that. So it's just really nice, smooth paper, and it's a nice weight. As you can see, it's not double-sided. I like the stamps. Okay, and we have the flowers. This says, all aboard, soak up the sun, life is short, best trip ever. So that's not all of this. That's not all of them, but you get the idea. It's like a travel motif sayings. Then we have flowers, clouds, adventure. That's kind of cool. I like that. All the little daisies. I love the little daisies. The simple little daisy flower. I love it. And then we have tile, tags, a whole page of them. Again, you could use this as a page in a book, or you could cut them free to use as tags in pockets or whatever. Or you could leave them together. Like if you cut 2 of these out and cut the tag shape, you could glue it down as a pocket, shaped like shaped like tags. That would be fun. You could also, just thoughts coming to my head, you could also make mini booklets out of it where you took 2 that you like. You just have to remember, so I would do these 2 so that the here and now was the cover tag, right? Because if you did these 2, this would be the back. I always have to remember that because there have been several cases where I've cut stuff into pairs and then I fold it and I'm like, well, that's the back though. I don't want it to be back there. This might actually be, I'm pretty sure we've gotten halfway through this pad. This pad might be 48 different designs. That's like all the paper in one piece. Some of these we haven't seen yet. But that looks like all the... Oh, I bought that at the other store. I showed you this yesterday. This blue with the pink jets on it. Okay, so that was hers. And there's the opposite side of the pink jets. And there's the pink jets. So now I have double-sided ends. So the paper I showed you yesterday, if you didn't see it, or you haven't seen that one yet, which you need to go over and see, it was double-sided, and it was this and that. I'm glad I got 4 of these then, because it looks like you only get 1 of each page. Not that I'm complaining. That's a lot of designs. So there's a ton of different designs in here. I love the suitcases. But yeah. And then here's some more cut aparts or not. I don't know. I like cut-aparts. I think they're kind of fun. You know, gives you little things to stick in pockets and whatever. Or decorate with or... Okay, so that's that, and I got 4 of these. I'm not going to pull them all up here. Pads take up a lot of room. All right, so we did Mansfield, Ohio, and we did Columbus, Ohio. Then we're going to do... this bag is Canton, Ohio. Let's see what kind of stuff we found there. So this might be a lot of utilitarian stuff. I don't know that this is like fun, crafty stuff. This might have been a lot of like, I saw it and I was like, well, I mean, this isn't anything exciting, but it's on the dollar table and I use it. So what the heck? This is that adhesive tape, a tape runner, and a refill. These were on the dollar table, so that was $1. And I think I grabbed like 3 of them or something because, I mean, for $1, I don't usually buy these, but for $1, I was willing to get a few to have for use. Okay, here's some other letter stickers that I got that I thought were fun. These ones are more cursive. Same company, apparently. American Crafts. I don't know why I keep saying that. Like, I don't know where most of this stuff is coming from. I did not put the other letters up here. So, and we got some more of these patches. I couldn't remember which ones I already had, so I have another one of the arrow fletching thing with the yellow and black plaid. But then I also got, let's see what these ones are. Because I got tie-dye. And it came with another thing of stencils. I got the tie-dye, and then I got this. Oh, I like that. Like the pastel leopard print. And this glue, I know it was on some of the patches in the first video. This glue, if you just sit here and pick at it, comes off. The only ones you have to worry about if you get any of these, because you like the idea of having them, they do have a, well, they have an iron-on backing on them. So, but it's nice and smooth. So if you were to glue this down as a pocket, or take a, you might be able to take a wood burning tool and melt it down as a pocket. I don't know. I'll have to experiment with one of my multiples. And then if you're going to use these as pockets, the only one you have to worry about is the glitter one. When you pull the glue off the glitter one, it takes glitter with it and leaves like torn white spots. So that's the only one I've really had a problem with. Okay. And then I'm pretty sure this is just leopard print and like same stencils. Leopard print and zebra stripes, maybe, or tiger stripes. If it's tiger, it's white. Yeah. So those. I'll worry about the glue on them later. I got this just because it was only $1.99. These aren't all that expensive, but I don't really have, and it comes with like 1, 2, 3, 4 trays. It comes with 4 of these mixing trays and a couple of these putty knives. So I thought it would be good for, you know, like say I want to play with these and I want to mix the colors or, you know, whatever. I just thought it would be fun to have, or good to have one of these. This will go down in my mixed media area probably. Okay. And then I found stamps. So these are all sayings, as you can see. I like some of them. Some of them I'll probably never ever use, but these were $1. And then again, there are some on here that I really like and some I'll probably never use. Although with some of the paper that I've got, you never know. And then I got some letter stamps. I thought these would be kind of fun. I don't have any. This is kind of a different size and font than some of the other letter stamps I have. And I have some acrylic blocks that are big enough that would allow me to put these together as words. So I thought it would be fun to be able to make words and stuff with the, and numbers, because I can do like N-O and then, anyway, point being, they were $1 each. They weren't moved to any. Okay, the other thing they had was paintbrushes. I don't need a ton of paintbrushes, about paint brushes are one of those things where you use them for all kinds of different stuff. We don't necessarily just use them for paint. Sometimes you use them for Mod Podge or some kind of glue spreading or, you know, something like that. And they get messed up and you can't use them for paint anymore. I just thought it would be good to have some. And since these were only $1, I got a few packs so that I've got, it was mostly for this size. But, because I feel like that's a good mopping size for paint, for brushing stuff onto cards and, you know, that sort of thing. I feel like that's a good size. The others will probably get used, or I'll give them to my daughter for her to use. I don't know. But I got like 3 of these, I think, so that I'd have several of these mop brushes to use for, well, that's not actually a mop brush, but you know what I mean. To use for putting glue on stuff, for spreading stuff, for, you know, whatever. And this thing that I got has knives for doing, like texture paste and stuff on stencils. So I've got some putty knives now. Okay, now I got this because it's Astra Brights. According to this sticker, this package usually sells for $10 and it was $2.99. It's these 4 pastel colors, supposedly like Easter eggy, but it's blue, pink, this kind of natural color, and then lavender. I was going to say that I thought they all looked like this, like light craft paper texture, but they don't. These are all just plain pastels, and then that's got the craft paper texture. But, I mean, I can always use paper. And it was inexpensive, so it's kind of like the scrapbook pads, guys. I mean, paper is like our bread and butter, isn't it? Making books. Okay, now, one of my exciting finds, and I probably went a little overboard on this, but my thought process behind this is if I stick it in a book and somebody buys the book, then eventually these will run out. I found these at the Columbus store. The Columbus store had stuff spread all over the place. Look, little fat paper clips. All right. There's 9 of these in this package. And I think this is the one I got the most of because it's the most versatile. It's just a regular paper clip. I think I got 10 of them. Yeah. So I got 10 of those. Nice fat little paper clips. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hearts. I thought they would be fun. And then you see the dogs. I got... And the only reason I got so few dogs is because I feel like the dogs are more... purposeful. So they would, at least in my mind, they would have to match the journal they're going in. So this is either going to have to be an animal journal, a dog journal, you know, like that. So I felt like these are going to go with less than the hearts or the little fat paper clips. So I didn't buy as many. Hey, I got to cut costs somewhere. These hauls are killing me. All right. So I got all those paper clips. I'll have to put those away. Okay, there's something else in this bag, but I'm not sure it's mine. It's not. My daughter wanted Hershey's Kisses. They don't really mark the candy down all that well, but whatever. Okay, and a trash bag. Now, last location. We're almost done. This one might be a little shorter, but I doubt it because I talk a lot. The last location I went to was Cuyahoga Falls. Cuyahoga Falls. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So any of you natives, don't get mad at me. And if you can hear my dog in the hallway, my daughter's riling her up. Okay, Cuyahoga Falls. So I found some kind of interesting stuff at this location. I got these, both of which were open, but I pulled them out and they were not damaged. So hang on. Sorry about that. Okay, so these are little accordion it's craft card, right? And it's printed with this kind of black patent, shiny. And then it's got these chipboard. It feels like a piece of chip. It looks, no, let me say, it feels like a piece of chipboard. It looks like a piece of chipboard covered with a piece of craft paper cardstock. Because I can see the folds and stuff where it got glued together, just like we do when we cover a thing with paper. So I thought these would be a lot of fun, because one of two things could happen. These could go, I mean, they can stand alone. You could put them in a book. I mean, you could glue this side down. Or you could cut this off. I don't know, you use this for something else, but you could cut this off and put this in a book, and then this would be the top piece on the top of it. But anyway, there are two of them. It says Insta Photo Fun. So these are supposed to be for those little Instamax camera pages. I got two. There were only two there, and they were 99 cents. No, they were $1.99. So don't go back looking for these. There aren't any more. Let me see. Sorry. Sidetracked with the dog, threw me all off. I got some more dye, resin dye. This one, those are transparent. These say that they are opaque. So I want to look and see what they look like. I've got my bag in my hand. Oh, the bottles are also different. It's thin liquid. It's not a thick liquid. Shake well before use. So that means it's a suspension of some sort, I would assume. Okay, so there's a blue, a green, and a white, and then there's this, which is, I don't know what this is. This is pearl powder. Oh. Okay, so this would be something you would sprinkle in while it's wet and let it dry, right? I don't suppose it has a shaker top. No, of course not. That would make it too easy. So, I got those. They were $1. I thought it would be fun to try. Oh, no, sorry. They were $1.99 at this location. See, all the locations are doing it different. Something I found, not for nothing, scissors have become one of those expensive things. They had these. So I went ahead and got this one. This was $4, but it comes with a ruler, a pair of scissors, and I think that's a pencil sharpener. So this is like a student set. My daughter is going to school, but I don't know that I'm going to give that to her. And then I got these. I thought they were cute. They were only $2. And it's just a pair of Singer scissors. They're all purpose, but they were decorative, and I thought they were cute. And like I said, they were $2. Scissors are one of those things that have gotten pricey. Okay. Guys, we're almost done. 8 locations. This haul was huge. Actually, we are coming to the end because I think I only have a few more things in here. All right, I got. It says hot press watercolor paper. I don't know what the hot press part means, but these are watercolor paper pads. There are 12 sheets at 300 GSM, 140 pounds. Actually, I like the GSM method better. It makes more sense to me. The 140 pounds, the way we do it here is confusing. I don't understand. There's only 12 sheets in each one of these, but they're really thick. I got them because I thought it would make either fun dyed paper for journals, or I could print on them. So for $1, I didn't think that was too bad, because the heavier, thicker paper is expensive. I've priced, and they do come in like little small amounts of paper, so you only get like 15 sheets, 20 sheets, and they're usually expensive if you want to print on a thicker cardstock. So these are 300 GSM. I only got 3 of them, but all right. I also got some paper. Well, technically, I got some cardstock. And I think I got 12 of each of these. I thought the designs were pretty. I do not think they're double-sided. They are not. It says coordinations. Supposed to be cute. Play on words. But they're generic. They're you could use them with anything kind of deal. So I figured it would be good. They are a textured cardstock, lightweight cardstock. Burgundy plaid and teal quatrefoil is what they call them. So I got those, a dozen of each. I was really hoping to find like punches. That's what I was really hoping to find, was some good punches or some really cool large stamps or something. I didn't really find that. All right, we're coming down to our last item here, guys. It is a paper pad. I did get 4 of them. They were $1.99. Last item of the haul. Ooh. It's a double-sided paper pad. Had I known that, I might have bought more of them. I don't find a lot of double-sided paper pads out in the wild. Usually you have to order them on Amazon, Stamperia, Ciao Bella, you know, all those kind of people that make really pretty paper. But they're double-sided. It does appear that there's going to be some foil. There's 24 pages in each pad. And they are a card. I don't know. I guess a lightweight cardstock. Okay, so you have this. I'm going to try and slide it like that so it fills the whole screen, so that hopefully you can see this side and this side. So you get this stripe, and then you have these ferns and this stripe, and then you have this, which is like this striped collaged edge, and this is grid paper. It feels like it has a texture to it, but I couldn't tell you. Oh, foil stars. That's the texture I'm feeling on the other side. So it's kind of that, again, it's that brushed foil look, so it's not like real shiny. All right, and then you've got this paper. And this is very Art Deco to me, some of this. So that'll make it fun to use in, oh, I like that. You got butterflies. This also has a texture, so I'm assuming the other side's going to be foiled. Yeah, again, an Art Deco pattern. It's still okay. I feel like. And then you get these, I mean, they look like cut aparts to me. This middle part, I don't know. I think it's really cool. I'm glad I bought 4 of these. Had I known they were double-sided again, like I said, I would have bought more. Because I'm coming to the, no, not the middle of the pad. I also like the fact that they're black and white. They're very, like, neutral. You can use them anywhere. Ooh, look at that. Like a pour. Like an acrylic pour. Okay, and then you've got tags. I like the faux stitching. It's been on several of these. Okay, and then we started over. Because, yeah, that's the first page again. Okay, so it's 24 pages, 12 designs, 2 of each page. So, and I got 4 pads, so that gives me 8 of each page. I'm going to be honest. I wish I had bought more of these. Had I looked and noticed that they were double-sided, because I didn't. I just grabbed them. I liked the front. I was like, oh, that's cool paper, and I grabbed it, and by the time we had gotten to this particular location, it was the last location on the list. My daughter and I were both exhausted, and we just wanted to get to the hotel, have some dinner, and go to bed. So that might have been the other reason why I didn't look real close. So this was my trek across Ohio, guys. I hope you enjoyed this adventure with me. I don't know how much longer Ollie's is going to have stuff coming out of Joann's warehouses. I have to imagine it's getting, it's dwindling. A piece of me hopes not. A piece of me hopes I'm going to walk into my Ollie's and be shocked by like some crazy stuff on shelves in there. But yeah, if you haven't gotten out, go check it out. I hope you kept up with this. If you live in Ohio, I went to the 4 in this video. I was there on Friday, the 15th of August. The ones in the first video, part 1, I was there on Monday, the 11th of August. So that gives you an idea of how long ago I got this stuff and whether or not you think it's worth the trip to go check it out. Okay, I'm going to let you go. This was a lot of fun. And come crafting with me in see what I do with all this stuff that I went and bought. And also go check out my shop and see if you like any of the kits. And I hope that you will join me for more videos, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.